The biggest mistake 90% of creators make when they create content for Reddit. Here are some examples. You see this post, it has really a lot of engagement, almost 1,000 upvotes, a lot of comments. It got removed. This also a really good post. It has also a lot of engagement, and also this one post has a lot of engagement, a lot of views and upvotes. I will give you 3 steps what you need to avoid so you don't get banned on Reddit. Basically, when you found your subreddit, you will see rules. What you need to do before you create content, you need to read those rules. In most cases, they are very simple. You don't need to do something illegal. You don't need to promote. You don't need to be very salesy or spammy. So you need to avoid those rules. Before that, just basically go to your subreddit and read those rules. When you create content, make sure that you don't make mistakes because you didn't read those rules. The second step, when you create content for a new subreddit, when you didn't create in that subreddit, basically what you need to do, you need to go to that subreddit. Then when you go to the subreddit, you will see filter that it says best. The next step, you need to find the post that is very relevant for your business and where you can bring some value. For example, this one. Let's say I run ads. I know how to do it. I can give you some tips, or I can basically give some value to some users. The next step, what you need to do, you just go to the comment, you leave something really helpful, 2-3 sentences maximum, and you don't need to mention your product, your website, or anything else. Basically, you can say that I run ads using Facebook. My customer acquisition channel is $100. I am using XYZ, and basically this is my advices. In this way, when you mention that you have some experience with it, you give some tips, people will read it and give you upvotes. You need to leave before the creating content at least 5 to 10 comments, and the basic rules that you need to do is basically to have also karma. You see, this guy has a lot of really karma, but in most cases what you need to have at least 100 in karma, and before creating content, for example, to this subreddit, you also need to leave 5 to 10 comments. In the comments, do not leave any promotions, do not mention your product, just be helpful. Okay? The next step, after you created comments, you checked the rules, you understand basically what is already working. The next step, how you can avoid being banned. Basically, you go to your subreddit, then you filter by top. After that, filter by this year. Then you need to find Reddit posts that are very relevant to what you want to write about, and ideally in the same niche as you are. So for example, let's say I'm reading, I'm skimming, I'm finding the best post that is relevant to me. For example, let's say this one. This is maybe relevant for what I want to write about, what we are doing next. Then when we create content, we basically use almost exactly the same title, but we are tweaking or even removing some words. So it won't be the same as previous post. When we created content, we're also checking the post itself, then comments. Because in the comments, there are some juice that you need to read. And if you see some questions about a specific topic, about maybe some key points, something really relevant to what you want to write about, you also need to include answers or even statements to the content. Because this way, when someone asks similar question, and in most cases there are at least 10, maybe 20 people who have the same question, and when you answer in the post to this question, you also bring value to other people who have the same problem but they didn't ask. So this is how you need to create content so you don't get banned on Reddit. I also wrote a free guide. It will be linked in the description. You don't need to sign up, you don't need to log in, you just click and you will see how you can create content, what is the Reddit value, how you need to optimize for each subreddit, what content to write, what angles to use. So please check the link description and see you.